Good morning, Ascension friends, and welcome to the third Sunday of the Easter season. I wanted to talk to you today from out of doors because, in part, the gospel lesson takes place in large part out of doors, and also because it reminds us that the gospel is not contained within the four walls of that church, no matter how much we love that church. That the gospel is a message meant for all the world to spread to the ends of the earth, and that it's as true as in the confines of your life as it is in the confines of a church. The gospel story, of course, is the story that we get on the third Sunday of Easter, which is that wonderful chapter 24 from the Gospel of St. Luke, where there are two disciples on their way to Emmaus. It's a beautiful story, and I hope that you will take the time to read it yourself. It's just rich. And these two disciples are bent over with grief. Their friend, the one they had counted on to bring meaning to their life, their friend has been put to death and tortured and defeated. And now he lies in a grave. And we can just feel their grief as they walk along this dusty road to Emmaus, 7 miles, talking about their grief and how disappointed they are and what they can possibly hope for in life anymore. And then a stranger falls in with them, and they do not recognize that stranger. And the stranger goes with them and stops and has supper with them and breaks bread, and they recognize him. They recognize that in their grief, Christ has come and walked alongside them and talked with them and befriended them once again. And they fly back to Jerusalem as fast as they can to tell the other disciples. It's a beautiful story about how Christ comes to them in their grief and sorrow and sadness and walks with them. I think one of the realities of what you and I are living through in these days is the grief that we carry. The grief that all of us have about the things that we have lost. Not lost just our church, obviously. Many have lost their jobs. Some have lost family members. Some have lost merely not being able to touch the people they love. All of us, no matter how we are able to carry on, no matter how much we can say, I'll tough it out, all of us carry within ourselves some grief over all of this. And that's why this story is meant for us. That in our grief, as we walk along, not knowing what the future holds, how it could possibly get any worse, not knowing when our shut-in will be over, not knowing when anything will resume, not even knowing if it will, or if we'll be there to be a part of it. All of that mystery and heaviness is with us. And so our eyes are clouded, and we cannot see when Christ comes and walks with us. So, brothers and sisters, I pray that as you walk along this week, carrying the burden of this life that is now given to us, this kind of life, amidst all the loss that we've had, I hope that your eyes will be opened to see the Christ who walks with us through this. to listen to his words as he tells the disciples, well, of course, this is the way it is. God will resurrect everything. I pray that for you on this third Sunday of Easter, and I pray that you will get outside and enjoy this day. Amen.